Alright, cool. We're live. Yo, where's my text editor at? Hey, what's up, Ebzor? What's going on, man? Let's see here. So, let's open add a project folder. There we go. Cool. So I think what we're gonna do right now, man, is I think we might be working with AngularJS a little bit. I've been kind of building my website, and so maybe we'll do some of that. Let's see, home.html. So basically, what I've been able to do thus far. Let me go ahead and copy the file path because this is actually on a Is that gonna work? Okay, so it doesn't look like much thus far, guys, but this is my first attempt in Angular. So what we've been able to do is create a menu here with links. This is going to be replaced with a API call, and then we did some stuff here, and we set up a Git for using the HTTPS Git call. So what's going on here? So again, this is my first kind of deep dive into Angular, so we'll be learning it together. This is what I'll be working on, and just kind of taking questions, man. Whatever you guys want to talk about, bring it up, man. We can talk about Pokemon Go. My ex-girlfriend's in the other room. She's kicking my ass. She's like level. Hey, babe, what level are you in Pokemon Go? 16. She's 16. I'm level 8, so I'm getting wrecked. But yeah, so Team Valor. Team Red, man. Team Red's where it's at. But yeah, man, just I wanted to make a video today, but instead I decided to do a little bit of a live stream. I want to kind of start live streaming, seeing what you guys want me to put out, whatnot. But thus far, we'll do a very quick rundown of Angular right now, and maybe we'll cut it up into a video. So I'm gonna no Pokemon Go though. All right, no Pokemon Go. So what? Let's go ahead and describe what's going on in this HTML document, and let's talk about what's going on in this JS document. And this is Angular 1.x. Yes, I did just call the X babe, but hey, what are you gonna do, man? All right, so what we're basically saying here with this ng-app is to say our application runs for our entire HTML document here. Now, ng-app is defined here in, or home app 1 is defined here in our home.js. We then call the script for the Angular at the bottom here. So this is just to say use Angular, and then this is our JS file. Now, what's going on next is we're using ng-cloak. What ng-cloak does is it actually hides stuff when it changes. So if we were to take that out, we would notice that it's not loading properly. So we can go ahead and show what this would look like with this not working properly. So we'll go ahead and save that. And let's go ahead and throw this up here, just because I think it's important to know what the code's doing real quick. Have you read Think Python? No, man. I honestly am not a huge fan of Python. I know everyone thinks Python's the greatest gift to the coding world. I am not one of those people. Alright, so when I reload this, you're going to notice a slight lag in which it says, like, YouTube subscribers. Same thing up here. It's a slight lag, and the ng cloak basically hides that. It says don't display anything until we run our Angular stuff, so you don't see that lag anymore. That's basically what's going on here. Here we're just importing Bootstrap, and here we're importing Font Awesome's style sheets. So cool thing about Font Awesome, let's go ahead and give them some free promotion. I try to promote anyone that I use their open source stuff. So if you're not familiar with Font Awesome, they have tons of stuff. We're actually just going to go and look at their icons. So say you're building a website and you want to know, oh man, I want some great icons. All these are free right here. They have hundreds of them. So I'm using the HTML ones, but they have stuff for everything: battery life, Bluetooth. Again, I'm just using the social media stuff. So YouTube, accessibility icons, hand icons, transportation, gender, file types, form control, basically everything you could ever need in terms of icons. And this is all free. Granted, I'm sure they have something where they charge you for it, but everything that we're looking at right now is completely free. You just have to import the file to do that. But yeah, it's pretty cool stuff. Maybe I'll reach out to them, see if they have a paid version I can throw up sometimes, because I'm using this in my personal site. So that's what we're doing here. I don't know if you have any books you want to recommend to the chat. Definitely throw it out there in terms of learning. And then we have our controller, kind of controls the information. That's where we're doing a lot of our logic in here. You have your scope, which is kind of like your local object, and then your HTTP, which we'll be using for our GET calls. That will allow us to do our HTTP like AJAX sort of calls. Do you have a coding job in real life? I work at a software company where we make student information system software, and what I do is my title is technology trainer, and I basically do a lot of education aspects for the field. So I help the field out. We have about 1,000 employees that use our software on a daily basis. So it's my job to make sure that they're most up to date with the current software, and be because we get paid by the state essentially for each student. So we get audited by the state, and it's my job to make sure everyone knows how to use the software, and that's basically what I do. I'm hoping to transition into a more developer role, and right now they're having me kind of do that as well part-time. So they're kind of having me split up my hours. So I'm hoping to be a dev there eventually, full-time soon. Matt Torres says he is dropping a deuce while watching this. God bless you, Matt Torres. Okay, so our controller here, this is basically where our logic here is going on. So our app's controller. Our app is kind of the application, and the controller is what's controlling the logic for that app. That's how I understand it. Again, I'm fairly new to Angular 1, but I'm still learning that. So we're basically just saying, look, this is where logic for our controller will run. Now here we have a UL class that we're just using list in line. Again, this is just going to be for our application purpose. So we're gonna just kind of showcase what's going on here as we move forward. Oops, not what I wanted to do. So what we want to do is copy the file path, so I can put these side by side and you can see what's going on here. Cool. So you'll see right here, home, YouTube, portfolio, about me, contact me. So what we're gonna do is this ng repeat is kind of like a for loop for something. So we're gonna say the item in menu item, create a link right here for each one of those, and then the name. So if we go into home.js, we can see that. So we have menu item here, and then we have basically just an array of array of objects. So this one's named home and the link to that, and then we have YouTube and a link to that, portfolio and a link to that. We can go ahead and add another one that I thought of that I was going to add. So we're going to go ahead and have, and these are all arbitrary links. They don't go anywhere quite yet. So we're just going to have name, and then we can do sponsors and affiliates. Is there two L's in affiliates? There's one L. Alright, cool. Affiliates. And then we'll put a comma, and then we'll give it a link. And in here, we'll just go ahead and put some more stuff. Now, what's the benefit of doing this? For one, it makes your code a lot easier to kind of sift through. Now, say I want to add to my menu, instead of having to go through a bunch of list items, a bunch of A tags, we can just go into our controller and say, like, look, this is where we change this, and now we've added a new value. So now when we go ahead and we go back to our HTML page, you'll see we now, oops. Oh, it looks like we broke something. So let's see what we broke. Oh, we have to put this inside the brackets like so. And now everything should work just fine. Save it. Let's go ahead and pull up this page one more time. Refresh it. And you'll see we now have a sponsors and affiliate thing. Pretty straightforward. Got accepted for a software engineering program with focus on web development, thinking about doing that. What sort of program is this? I'd love to hear more about your program, EBB. We'll call you Eb, man. I hope Eb is cool. So that's the first sort of logic going on here. So we're just iterating through here, and then for each iteration, we're creating a link and a name for that link. Next, we have this iframe, which we're gonna actually get rid of. For now, we'll just go ahead and comment this out. I was just looking for ways to display the most current video, but we're gonna have to, because of the way iframe works. Because of the way iframe works, it doesn't scale properly for the thumbnail, so it looks like shit, and that's the real issue. So we'll just do a simple API call. Does your job use Angular? Not yet. The front end team does. So I'm just kind of trying to basically build my website out of it and learn it, so that I can help the front end team when they need some help. That's basically the idea behind it. Also, you should always just try to be learning new stuff, and that's kind of what I'm doing here. So next up, we created another A tag here using ngRepeat. So this is going to iterate through each of the items in social media. Remember, social media is in our JavaScript document here, which takes in three things. Once it takes in a name, so we don't actually use this yet, a link, and it takes in a logo. Those logos come from our Font Awesome folder here. So what we do here, pretty straightforward. We're going to output a link, and then we're going to set targeted blank, and then we're going to create a class here that's going to have a, the class is going to be equal to the logo that's coming out, and that's it. So that outputs our logos. Last but not least, we have the get YouTube data function. This is a ng click event. And now it doesn't have to be a click. We can go ahead and just get rid of this altogether, because I don't want this as a click anyhow. So let's go ahead and get rid of this. Now all we want to display is our YouTube subs, but we're going to have to change our logic so that this doesn't run as a function, which is what I wanted to do anyhow. So we'll get rid of that, and we'll get rid of that. And our HTTP GET should still work. And it'd be equivalent to it running like it would in jQuery on Ready. because it's just going to run automatically, but now we don't have to have it in a function. It's just going to run this code when the page loads. So let's go ahead and bring this up again. And so instead of get, what we should get is just the subscriber count of my channel. Cool. So we have subscribers and value here. So we don't want the name necessarily, but what we could do is kind of YouTube subs dot subscribers, right? What was it? Yeah, dot subscribers, and see if we can just get that out. Let's go ahead and save that. We'll jump back to here. Let's go ahead and refresh that. So that didn't work. Now why didn't that work? Oh, dot name. So this will, whoopsies. So this is gonna give us the name, and then we don't need the name. How do we want to do this? Subscribers. All right, let's create a div, and we'll call this div, and we'll give an ID. I don't know that we're gonna do anything with this right now, but we'll just say YouTube stats. Again, we're just building a website that I'm going to use for myself. So YouTube stats, and we'll put a colon, space, and then we'll output here YouTube subs dot, and what was the actual dot value? Yeah, dot value. And that was YouTube subs dot name, YouTube subs dot value. So hopefully this works now. So there's our subscriber name. Let me zoom in a little bit. There's our subscriber name and then my current sub value. So now when people go to my website, I don't have to worry about updating my subs. The API call will do it, and then we'll just always have my most current amount of subscribers. All right, I gotta look at Chopper Guy stuff right now. Let's see. All right. Here's a free shout out to, because I love small YouTube channels like myself. I'm trying to get big. So is subscriber guy here. We're gonna pause this, but apparently Chopper Guy, as you might imagine, chops things with his hands. So we'll go ahead and drop a sub to him. God bless you, Chopper Guy. Maybe we'll collab at some point. There's a little shout out for you, man. Good luck. I wouldn't be surprised if you blow up though, man. People sawing stuff in half, things of that nature have been popping up left and right. Okay, so we have our basic menu here. We have our social media icons, subscriber count. Will you throw me an energy drink when you head back this way?
How many of you have today?
1.5.
So you can only have half a one?
Just keep, look, I'm interacting here. I gotta be on point, you know. All right, so that's basically what's going on with our code here. Let me go ahead and explain this get call. So in Angular, now normally you would do this in a service, but it's easier to do it in the controller. So that's how I understand it quite yet. But I've been told by people who are much more fluent in Angular that you're going to do this in a service call. So this HTTP get, this is how we're going to be able to get our information. You're going to put your URL here, .success. So on success, run a function that returns some data. And in this instance, we're just returning an aspect of that data. So if we wanted to see all our data for that, we can go ahead and throw it in the URL. Thank you. So all this is going to give us is my view count. So that might be something I want to sub here. Comment count, I think this is bugged because I get several hundred comments. And then if I'm hiding my subscriber count or not, and then some other information. So video count as well. So maybe we want to create another variable here. So we're going to say, look, our scope object we'll say YouTube, instead of YouTube subs, we'll say YouTube views. And this will contain all of our YouTube views. So within here, we'll say, we'll give it a name, lifetime views. And then we'll give it a value. And our value is going to be our data object dot items. And this is stores an array. And then this is going to be dot statistics. And then from here, we're going to do dot view count. Then don't forget your semicolon on here as well. Alright, so let's go ahead and test that out, see if we got everything. So from here, we'll simply do a YouTube dot views. Excuse me, YouTube views dot name. Put a little colon, and then we'll do YouTube views dot value. And let's go ahead and see if our page is working properly. So there's this. Let's refresh it. So there we go. We have our lifetime views. So now we have, is lifetime one word? Why do I feel like that's one word? Yeah, it's one word. Alright, but as you see here, we have our total YouTube views. Next thing we may want to put up is our, in terms of YouTube statistics, is what program do I use to program? Right now I'm using Atom. Atom's a great text editor. I used to use Sublime, but I like this much better. If you go to atom.io, I believe. Let me see here. I'll throw it up in chat. Yeah, if you go to atom.io, it should have everything that you're looking for. I highly recommend it. I've really liked it thus far. I know they have a Windows version. I'm not sure. Let's see if they have another one. Other platforms. Yeah, I'm not sure if they have Mac though. Okay, cool. So we were able to get our lifetime views using the Google API in Angular. For me, I upload a lot of videos. So maybe I want to showcase that. So we're going to go to our Google API here. So this is our data. Everything in here is data. And then we need to go to the our items. So we need something in items. And then we got to go one more. And there's nothing in here we need, but there is something in statistics. And then we go to video count. That's kind of how the JSON objects works. Yeah, this is Angular 1.0. Angular 1x, whatever the last version of Angular 1 was. So in here, we're just going to go ahead and define our object, our scope object here. Say like YouTube videos. And we're going to go ahead and set this equal to, we're going to give it a name. And we're going to say, what do we want to call this? Videos released. Total videos released. Total videos uploaded. I'll just say total videos. Total videos. Apparently, Jason Rivera has told us that they do have one on Mac. What advantage does Angular have? Angular is really great for web applications. It's also a great way to clean up your code. So it's very fast as well. it also is very dynamic. So jQuery is typically much slower than Angular. Angular is a little bit different. It breaks up your code in a lot of different ways, but it's basically just there for web applications. And it's, to be honest, you'll make a lot more money knowing Angular than you will know jQuery. jQuery is so basic that people just expect you to know it when you're doing front-end development. Angular will help you get your foot in the door much faster. So we got data.items. There's only one item. Statistics. And then we have, it was dot. Let me pull this back up. Video count. Alright, so we have YouTube videos, total videos. Let's go back into our thing here. And we're going to do the same thing. And granted, we could have probably thrown this all in one item, and that might have been cleaner. You know, I'm have a lot to go on for Angular still, so I'm okay just kind of doing pretty basic stuff as I continue to learn. Granted, if you want, you should always go back and clean your code up. Value. Alright, so let's see if we did everything correct. And hopefully you guys check your code as much as I do. Alright, so there's our total videos. So I have released 258 videos. By the way, I have like 9 queued up. You'll get one every day. Look forward to the Pomodoro clock from Free Code Camp. That'll be the next big one. So now this is all our information here. It's not looking like much. It's not too pretty, but with some CSS it'll look much better. So what I want to do next is I actually want to do a different API call to get my most current video. So we're going to just kind of look up a little bit of information on how to do that. Because what I plan on doing is embedding that video into the thing. And so I haven't done this yet, so let's go ahead and see if we can find that. YouTube API call for most recently. Recently released video. So let's go on a little bit of documentation hunt. Display most recent video. If you want to use API version 2 instead of 3, the URL to use it. No, I want to use version 3. Alright. So the way to do in version 3 is channels this. Support and new features will only code data. The way to do in version 3, first you do is channel.list. With part content details on mine equals true, authorized user channel or ID user channel. Alright, so let's see what it's saying here. That's what they say, man. That is what they say. Let's see here. Alright. So according to this guy, what we need to do is request content details. And then from here, set mine equal to true. And then from here, just put in our API key. Alright, so let's authorize and execute and see what it has to say. Well, I don't think it gave me what I wanted. Let's see what it's trying to do here. So according to this, I think maybe perhaps we made a mistake. Oh, and for username, username is equal to user's username. Oops. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump back here. I see I forgot to put something in here. For username, we'll go ahead and put pizza poker guy 87. That should be my correct username. Incompatible parameters. Alright, so let's go ahead and get rid of that and see. So we want to do this. Alright. In the response, you get uploads playlist ID and playlist items call an ID parameter. Ah, I see. Okay, so he wants us to take this. So, alright. So we're gonna, in here, we then take the uploads playlist ID. We replace our ID here. And then we need to replace our API key. Now our API key should be in our home.js, so let's go ahead and just pull out here. And normally you would have this in like a database. You don't normally want to show your API key for the most part. So let's see if I wonder if this is because all my videos haven't been released yet. I don't think it's been released yet, and that might be what our issue is. So if we go to, alright, let me copy this, and then we're gonna go ahead and go back to here. I know the research part is like, oh shit, I gotta figure this out. It's not too bad once you get a handle on it. It just sometimes takes a minute. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna go ahead and test some stuff out here. So we're gonna do snippet. Playlist ID is right here. Authorize and execute. Authorize and execute. I think we may have to include it past 5 because my last like 8 videos have had nothing but it haven't been released yet. Oh wait a second. Did we get it? Let's see. Oh, that's my, okay, so that's showing the video that's going on right now. Oh, very nice. Okay, so my live stream is currently my most recent video. So now that we've done that, we've gotten our thing here. Let's go ahead and this is what we needed. So all we would need to do now is we have all our info here. This will give us our most recent video using the YouTube API. So what we're gonna have to do is just kind of go through our data here. Let's go ahead and throw this up like so, and then we'll take our API key off here, and then we'll go ahead and do that. And that should give us what we're trying to do. Cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to store this information in various ways. So depending on what we may want, such as the title, such as the description, the thumbnail, just for our most recent video. So we're going to just kind of, this is always going to be pushed down. It's always going to slice it in. So total results, it just says our stuff. Let's look over the data, channel title, what channel this is. Cool. So we're able to get our data here. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna pull it up over here, and we're gonna start creating our object in Angular for that. So we did one HTTP call. We're gonna do another right now because this is a different call. So again, we're saying, look, do a get call. And in here, we're going to paste that URL that we just created. And we're saying, look, on success, we want you to run a function that returns this data, and we're going to do something with that data. Welcome, Geeky Gamers Network. I like the name, man. Very cool. Thank you, man. I'm just trying to teach what I learn as the process. It helps me learn. But thank you for the compliment. Alright, so scope. So this is our kind of our scope object. And we're just saying, look, we want to create something. We'll say most recent video. And then we'll set this, our most recent. How do we want to do this? Yeah, we'll do most recent video. And then we will set this equal to. And then first thing that maybe we want to put in there. I'm 10 times better than your programming teacher. Thank you, man. Thank you. I have quite a few bad programming teachers myself, so I understand your struggle. So I happen to like to give everything a name just to start off. So we'll say most recent video, just because I imagine I'm going to use that. So let's go ahead and just save this right now, make sure everything's working. So let's jump back into our home.html. So this was YouTube stats. We'll create another div, and we'll give an ID equal to YouTube recent. We'll call it YouTube recent video. Close the div. And then right here, we're just going to go ahead and output the, sorry, my memory's so bad. Most recent video.name. So if we did everything correctly, what we should be getting right now is we should be getting back just most recent video. So there that is right there. Cool. Now what we can do next is actually store the data. So let's go ahead and close out some of this stuff so that we can keep everything in one area, just our one browser. So cool. So what we'll do next is you're able to get an A in programming thanks to me. God damn, man. And here I am giving this shit away for free. Nah, I'm glad. Good job, man. If you ever want to thank me, all you have to do is share a video when you feel like it. That's all I suggest you do, man. That's really, sharing the video goes so far. And only share ones that you like. That's all you have to do to thank me for your A, man, which seems like a pretty good deal. I'm hooking you up, man. Alright, so let's go ahead and start back into here. So name, we'll go ahead and say, ooh, how do we want to do this? Do we want to include, I'm trying to think what we want to include for this. So we definitely want to include title, so we'll put title. And here, this is going to be data dot items 0. Thank Red Okami. I'm glad this is advanced for you, but you know, you'll absorb it sooner than later. I just started learning this last week. So it took me about, I would say probably about 20 hours of just creating this at where we're at. But yeah, so right now what we're doing is we're just iterating through our JSON object. Let me go ahead and pull that up. It'll make more sense as we do this. Alright, so we need to get this title right here. That's what we're trying to get. So the way that we do that is we're going to go item 0. And then we're going to go to the snip bit, and then we're going to go to title. So item 0 dot snip bit dot title. All right, now if we call on most recent video name, and then we go ahead and put most recent video dot title. I'll try to do more streams, man. It's just a time and money thing. Streams are kind of lengthy and hard, and I have to be on the grind and have free time, but I'll do my best. I will. Alright, so let's make sure that our title is working. Go back to our page here. Zoom out a little bit. Refresh. We should have the most recent title to the video. There it is right there. Code Combat, the Wizard's Hunt. Cool. So that's loading. So we have our title. Let's go ahead and just do like a br/ in here to make sure that we can see everything a little bit more evenly. So you'll see it's drop down line. We have our name, we have our title. Oops, didn't mean to open GitHub. Now, what else do we want to store from there? We probably want to store the description as well. So, same thing, description. Probably want the channel ID, maybe the published at, and then the thumbnail, definitely the thumbnail. Because that was the whole reason we did this in the first place instead of using iframe. So let's go ahead and jump back into here. Let me pull this off to the side. So instead of just title, now we want, we'll do description. And from here, this will be data.items. Let me zoom in here a little bit for you guys. Item 0. And then we'll go ahead and do dot description. Excuse me, item 0 dot snippet dot description. And then we'll save that. I kind of am paranoid about my code and stuff like this. I test it literally every single time. So we'll go back to here. Let's go ahead and throw another br/, and then we'll do most recent video dot description. Save that. Pull our page back up. Let's go ahead and refresh, and we should get our description. So there's our very lengthy description that goes along. It has like my social media, it has a brief description of the video, it has my Patreon. Why you only have 5,834 subscribers, you should totally have 100,000 or more. Hey man, I agree. I hope so. That's the dream, man. At 100,000 subscribers, I can do this full time and just put out content for everything. This is me putting out content in about a year and 4 months. I've thrown out almost 300 videos. So imagine what I could do if I wasn't working full time. So yeah. Anyhow, all right. So we have our description. What else do we need? Yeah, I hope I get a silver play button too. So let's go ahead and throw a br/. We'll probably remove this, but for the time being, it's important to know that our stuff isn't merging together. And yeah, sharing the videos always helps, guys. That is definitely true. All right, so what are we doing here? So we got the description. We now want to store the URL. Now I'm just gonna go for the standard. Which is 640 by 480. So we're going to take this standard. All we're going to do is store the URL, which is going to be this right here. Why is that? Let me see here. All right, never mind. We're doing max res. So 640 by 480 looks weird. So we're going to do max res, and we're going to store the URL, and then we're going to embed it as well. So we'll just go ahead and go back to our JavaScript here. We're gonna put call this image URL, and then this is gonna be data.items data.items 0 dot snippet dot thumbnails dot what was it? Max res. Alright, so let's go ahead and save that. We're gonna just go ahead and output the URL for now, and we'll go ahead and fix that in a second. So we're gonna say most recent video dot what did I call it? Image URL. Alright, so now when we go to loading the page, let's go ahead and find the video. Alright, so now that we're here, let's go ahead and reload the page. So you'll see here's our URL. Oh, so what we did here was we actually imported all the data. We didn't want to do that. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our code here, and we're going to go to max res. Let me go ahead and pull up the call that we did. So by us just storing max res, it's actually storing all of this. I only care about the URL. I don't care about this width or height. So we're going to just go ahead and jump back into our code here. And instead max res is going to max res.url. And now what we're going to do is we're actually going to output this as an image. So we're just going to say image src equals oops. We'll go ahead and close this as well. You can throw a slash in there if you want for old time's sake. I don't think you have to do it anymore in the new version. Don't have any friends who code? That's unfortunate, man. One of the best ways to improve is to have people that you can kind of code with and bounce stuff off of. Alright, so let's go ahead and make this full screen so it's getting a little large. And now, there is our max full res image. Yeah, that is something, man. That's clean, man. I have to say that when I made this thumbnail, I was happy with it. Very, very happy with it. So, that's looking pretty clean. Look at that, man. That is a beautiful thumbnail. That is a beautiful thumbnail. I love you too, Antelope. Don't worry, man. Alright, so there's our thumbnail. Now, what do we want next? Now we have to go ahead and define the URL. So there's a couple things we can do here. Because what we want to do is have this be the thumbnail, and we're going to go ahead and create an href that's going to be equal to some stuff. And then we'll go ahead and close the href out of there. But in here we need to store the URL. Now, it's been a minute since I remembered how they stored the URL, but if I remember correctly, each one of these IDs corresponds to a video. So this is ID for a video. Now, if you go to u2.be/ and then put that in there, it should redirect you to the video that you're looking to watch. Interesting. So, that did not work. Why did that not work? Channel ID, no. Video ID. Alright. Was it playlist ID? Oh, video ID. Here it is. I think this is what we need. The video ID. So that was u2.be/video ID. Let's see it. So let's see what we're doing here. I think this will send it to our video that we're doing, and it did. So cool. Let's go ahead and like my own videos. If you guys don't know, I like all my videos. I have no shame. I like to get my likes help promote the channel as well. So if you want more live streams at the end of this, make sure you go ahead and like it so we can kind of, that helps. But yeah, so we need to get this video ID. The way that we do that is we're going to do snipbit, then resource ID dot video ID. So let's go ahead and jump back into Atom here. We're going to go back to home. So we have our image URL, put a comma, I'm going to jump down a level, and we're going to say video URL, and then we'll go ahead and put this in like so. So we're going to do u2.be/ and then we're going to concatenate it with I have no shame, yeah. Self-promotion, man. I gotta get to that silver play button, y'all. 100,000 or bust. Alright, so that's data.item 0. So the reason we're doing just the 0 again is because we only care about my most recently released video. That way, when we embed it on my homepage, it will always have my most recent content. So item 0.snipBit. Now, if you're like me, I've already forgotten what the path was. So snipBit dot resource ID dot video ID. All right, cool. So dot resource ID dot video ID. Why do I feel like that's wrong? Resource ID dot video ID. All right, so that should be right. So what we're gonna do here is remember this anchor tag we set up. We're just gonna go ahead and say, look, most recent video dot video URL. Save that. Let's jump back into our output. Let's go ahead and refresh that. Here's our video, and now when we click it, oh, it's going, I see what's going on here. So it took our file path because we didn't put it in there completely. So we just have to go ahead and jump back and fix that. So instead of this, we can go ahead and put https, I believe, / www dot. Save that. Jump back into our test project here. Go ahead and refresh. Try one more time. So, site can't be reached. I think maybe we don't need the www. That's it. Alright, so we don't need the www. A little bit of trial and error here. Alright, another thing that I would want to add to this, because I still want you to, in theory, stay on my site, is I'm just go ahead and make this target blank. When I do this, it'll open the window up in a new window. So we'll go ahead and do target equals blank. Save it. Refresh. And that should open up to our most recent video. So let's go ahead and see what else is in this API call. If there's anything else that we need for our first video. So, yeah, might as well have the publish date. So, we'll probably have to end up formatting this because we probably only care about that part. I don't think I really care about the day it was uploaded. So we have the title, we have the description, we have the thumbnail, we have the ID, we have the video ID. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get this published at date. For the most part, I try and follow the name of what it was in the JSON. So this will be data items item 0 .snipBit publish that. Let's go ahead and save that. We'll go ahead and output this as well. Put a little br slash here. And then in here we'll have most recent video dot published app. Go ahead and save that. Go back to here. Go ahead and refresh it. And then you'll see right here. Let me zoom in a little bit. You'll see right here the date that it was released. So up next, what we'll probably do is we'll probably format that just to get the the days and whatnot. I'm gonna go ahead and use the restroom real quick, guys. I'll be right back though. Alright, I am back. Sorry about that, guys. Alright, so favorite programming books. I do have one that I've only really read one or two. So I can only really recommend my favorite JavaScript book. This is one of the developers at my work have read as well. It's called You Don't Know JS. It's broken up into several books. It was also a Kickstarter campaign to get made, so it's broken up into 6 things. I highly recommend it. You get it for free, the online version for free, and you can buy it in print, I think, for like $5. So it's definitely a great resource. Yeah, so you get you can get it for free, and you can buy it for $5. Hey Dominic, I'm glad the tutorials have helped you, man. You're welcome. And if you ever feel like thanking me, just anytime you find a good tutorial you think others would like, go ahead and share it, man. That's all I ask. That'll help the channel out more than you have any idea. Alright, so we basically have finished up what we wanted to do with this. Let's see if there's an easy way to Angular format date. So I think there's a way to easily format the date for Angular. I just don't really remember how to do it. So, format state to string based on requested format. So let's see here, usage date. So we have date expression, date, format, time zone. Stop, you're hurting my mind, I'm out. Alright, Elusive. Have a good one, friend. Ooh, alright, so we can edit our value, /date. Alright, so that's what we want to do here. So we have a full date object. We want to just have the full date Friday, September 30th. I like this. That's what we want right here, full date. And then Anthony Bruno says, dude, if it wasn't for your videos, I would have failed my computer science class. Thanks, man. Well, again, thank you. And if you have anybody else you think might have failed their computer science classes, and you'd like to recommend it, it is very appreciated if you do. But you're very welcome. All right, so most recent video published at. Let's go ahead and I think we have to do a span here. Let me look back at the documentation. So no, we don't need a span. We can just go ahead and do it like that. Date, colon, format, and then time zone. Date, colon. Okay. I think I see what's going on here. So with this little slash here, put a space. We go date, colon, and what was it again? Full. I just don't remember if we need quotes or not. I think we needed quotes. Yeah, single quotes. And single quotes. And that was full date. Save this. And let's see if we were able to format our date in the way that we wanted. Also, let's go ahead and, so that we don't have to scroll all the way down the bottom, we'll go ahead and take this info here. And we will throw it above the video because the image URL is rather large. Save that. Go back. Control R. So let's see. Here's our date right there. Saturday, July 16th, 2016. Whoops. Yeah, nice. So it formatted it correctly. Thanks to the Angular already having some dates stuff built in here. Again, we could like concatenate some of these things with commas, and we'd be able to have multiple ones. So it's pretty cool. So thus far, so this is going to be the release date. I'm trying to think. So I think we're done with the YouTube API for now. What we could probably move on to is. Again, we're just building what would be the homepage for my site. We're getting all our we're worried about styling later. We're getting all the things out right now. So perhaps we would want to see if Patreon has an API and see if we can work with that. We are. It looks like Patreon may not have an API yet, which is going to be a little bit of a bummer. Give them a second here. But yeah, man, you guys have any questions or anything like that? Looks like there's only about 4 of you in here right now, but let's see. So according to this, 10 months ago, the iOS Android apps run on our API and does. Let's just go to patreon.com. If you guys don't know, I have a Patreon account and you feel like supporting me, that's great. I just reached 3 patrons who have, believe it or not, combined, this is mainly for one person, but combined have donated $75, which is why I have released this blog. Kind of stating like what I've gone over. But let's go ahead and see if we can go to the home page and see what we can do. I want to see if there's an API. Blog, careers, help center. Let's just go ahead and tweet these guys. Because this, according to Reddit, it's going to be out in 1 and 1.5 months, but that's 10 months old. This was in November 2014. I wonder if they never got around to it. So, oh, I got 3 notifications. That's cool. JavaScript Digest. These are the homies. They always like to retweet me, so God bless them. Anyhow, we want to tweet at. Let's go ahead and go back. So let's go ahead and tweet. And honestly, emails and Twitter and stuff like that, you actually get a fair amount of responses back. Hey, does Patreon have an API? So we'll go ahead and tweet them. Hopefully they'll get back to us. Let's see if we can contact them as well. Help Center support. See what we can do here. Send us a note here. Product is Patreon, have a blog. Blah blah blah. General. Okay, so while we're waiting on that, let's go ahead and see how to get our most recent comments. How to get most recent YouTube comments. And what we'll do is we'll display those comments, maybe in like how people display tweets, and just auto-generate every time you go to the page. A little bit of searching here for information. Let's see here. Alright, let's see. YouTube API, get most recent comments. Alright, here we are. Comments list. So, max results. Don't care about any of this. Let's get back down here. So part, let's try snippet. ID. Shit. We gotta go find the ID again. Let's go ahead and look at our stuff here, see if we had a playlist ID. Let's see if this will work. I don't know that this will work, but it's worth a shot. Let's go ahead and see if this will work. I think this is the wrong ID though. I think we're gonna get a... Oh. Nope. Wrong ID. Alright, let's look through the data here. Shit, I think this will only get the comments. It looks like this takes in a comment ID, and from here I think we might have to do a little more research. I'm not quite sure how to get it from this page quite yet. Trying to Code says, hey, if you don't mind me asking, how did you keep your motivation while studying programming and anything at all challenging throughout your life? Thank you in advance. I don't know, man. I guess I just kind of told myself that what was my other option? The other option is to just give up. And like it's just one of those things where every day you have to work at it. Like some days you can work for 5 hours, 10-hour days, and some days you have 15 minutes in you. For me, I just try to make the most of those 15 minutes. Sometimes you just have to say like, look, I get that I'm stressed and you know I'm breaking down, and like sometimes I just need a day to myself. Take those days. But do you need 2 days to yourself? Do you need 3 days? Just the thing is just to understand that at some point you're just gonna have to keep moving forward. That's really it. Just keep moving forward. Keep working on yourself. Keep working on programming. Saying today I'm gonna be a little bit better than I was yesterday. Like look at me right now, man. I'm trying to find comments on here, and some people might say like, why the hell are you looking for stuff during a live stream and documentation? And it's just like, look, I don't care. I think this is valuable. If you want to sit here and ask questions, I think this is great. I think you get to see like, oh man, it's not, this isn't the answer. This is how someone who maybe might be worse than me, maybe might be a little bit better than me, but this is how they go about to find the things that they're trying to do. So anyhow, I hope that I don't know if that answers your question, but I think the main thing to keep in mind is always keep moving forward and always keep trying to better your situation and always keep trying to learn. This is something that you're gonna be spending a ton of time learning with, and just keep on trying, man. Don't give up, and just kind of understand that you're gonna have rough days and you're gonna have good days, and to make the most of the good days and to try to get back on your feet when you have a rough day. I also take in an obsessive amount of energy drinks via Monster for the most part, but I'm ready to sell out, people. You got an energy drink company? Send them to me and let's get some free promos for you, because I need to save some money, honestly. Alright, let's go ahead. We're trying to find what we're trying to do here. But yeah, man, don't sweat it. Just keep moving forward is my real advice. It is not available in API version 3 yet. There's already an enhancement field here. Oh my god. I hope this isn't what I'm trying to say. Shit, I don't know if we're going to be able to do this. Let's see here. How to get a channel's most recent comments using YouTube API. According to that, we're not going to be able to do it. So that's a little unfortunate. YouTube API version 3, get comments. Yeah, so that's what I thought. So the comments, this service call here for comments list that we were looking at earlier, this gets more information about a comment. Now, I haven't quite figured out how. Ooh, comment threads maybe. I haven't quite yet figured out how to get the info for a channel. default language, view count, comment count, subscriber count, topic details, status, image, hints, in video promotion, position, items. There's got to be a way to get the comments. There has to be a way. Let's go ahead. Comment threads, overview. Alright, comment thread resource contains information about a YouTube comment thread, which comes from comment. I don't think that's it either. Comment threads, channels. Wait. Channel ID. What's required? Alright. Alright, so part. We'll try snippet here. Channel ID. I'm late. What's the exercise right now, man? We've been building a web page using the YouTube data API using Angular. So right now I'm trying to figure out how to get our comments for my channel. So like, let's get the last 5 comments, for instance. So I think what we need to do is throw a channel ID into here. That was a playlist ID. We may have to go get our channel ID in a second here, and then do that. Test out our theory. So I don't think this is gonna work. Yeah, we got a 4 or 4. So what we need to do is go back to channel here. Pull this up, overview. We want to try it now. And we'll put in a name here to go ahead and get our channel ID, and then we'll return to the comment thread and see if we can get that to work. That's the game plan right now. So we'll go ahead and do snippet for username, pizza poker guy 87. Let's go ahead and authorize and execute. This should give us a channel ID, I think. And then we're gonna go ahead and go back to comment ideas and see if that'll work. Nope, that didn't work. Cut. Oh, that's snippet. Let's try this one more time. Alright, so this is our ID here. Now I think if we use this as our channel ID, let's change this to content details real quick. I think we actually need something called channel ID. Alright, we're gonna try this real quick and see if it's the correct option or not. If this isn't, I am going to probably just take a break and see what else I can do in the meantime. Alright, here we go, boys. So snippet, channel ID, please work. We did it, boys! We did it! Alright, so now we're able to get our most recent comments. Now, unfortunately, it looks like it stores this in doesn't store it as actual text. It stores the some of this as not HTML but Unicode or whatever it's called. First thing first. Let's go ahead and take this get. We will throw it up into here. So we have our other two API calls. This one gave us our data to the channel. So view count, subscribers, comment count is broken for whatever reason. This one gave us our most recent video that we embedded. And now this one is going to give us, let's open this up a little bit. This one's going to give us our most recent comments for the channel. There we go. All right. So what we can do now is just do a third HTTP call in our Angular JS file here. So we have most recent. So this is our most recent video. So let's go ahead and get out of here. So we're gonna do http.get. We're gonna pass in our URL, and then we're gonna say, look, on success. Pass in some data, and on success, pass in a function that does some stuff with the data. Question: are API keys usually private? Yes. So don't use mine. You'll just have to request one. I'm not too worried about it because I think I get 300,000 calls with the API key. So normally you'd probably have this in a server and get a call that would input it, so it's a little harder to get. I can also just change mine at the end of this live stream, so it doesn't matter. That's why you can reset them so easily. But yeah, API keys are usually private. You don't really want to share them, especially if you're dealing with the API key that you're using, let's say Open Weather API, which gives you so many for free, but then you're a big site and you pay for it. Then you get all of a sudden 500,000, calls. You have to pay for those. So it all just depends on what sort of thing you're doing with. I'm not too worried with dealing with YouTube. So we're gonna do a scope here, and we're gonna call this most recent comments, and then we're just gonna say. How do we want to do this? Maybe we want to store. All right, we're gonna store an array that's gonna take in several most recent comments, similar to how we did social media here. So, what would we need out of our file first? Well, first thing, let's go ahead and create one object here, and we'll just go ahead and we'll call. I think we'll want to store 5 comments, so we'll go ahead and set that up. 2, 3, 4, and we'll go ahead and put 5 in there. Alright, so what we're going to do here, thoughts on Angular 2? I have no idea how it works, man. I'm still learning Angular 1. I know it's vastly different, though. That's what I've been told, anyhow. So we want to jump back into our JSON here. And what we want to do is iterate through data.items 0. So what we can do is maybe we want the display name. We want maybe their profile image URL, so we can display that as well. And then we want maybe it's their channel URL. And then maybe we want, so it looks like we're going to want a lot of this snippet stuff. Light count, channel ID, text display. All right. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and say name. We'll put name, and then we'll set this equal to the first comment name here. Oops. To the first comment name. Let me go ahead and pull this up. So author display name is what we want first. So I actually probably shouldn't have done what I just did here, because we want to test it as we go along. We're still gonna have it in an array. So name is going to be data dot items 0 dot snippet of snippet dot top level comment dot snippet dot author display name. All right, so let me check that. Data 0 snippet dot top level comment dot snippet dot author display name. All right, cool. So what we're gonna do next here, we're gonna do it at the top, just so that we do it at the bottom. Who cares at this point? All right, we'll put a nice little br slash here, and then we'll go ahead and put in our. Let's go ahead and create a UL slash UL. So we're gonna have an unordered list here. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a href, or an li rather, an li that's gonna use ng-repeat. Now this is why we're gonna be using the we're going to store it as an array so we can iterate through all our comments easily enough. So we're going to say in, and then I believe I called it most recent comments. In most recent comments. And then we're going to close it. And then in here, all we're going to do is go ahead and output the value. We're going to say I dot name, I suppose. Now, if we did this correctly, what's going to happen now is it's going to just output that one name. So let's go ahead and where's our page? This is not the page. This is not the page. Where is my page? All right, so here's our page. So if we did this correctly, we should get this guy's name, and it looks like we broke something, so I'm going to say we didn't do it correctly. Alright, so let's debug. Let's go ahead and cut all this out first. Now let's save it, see if there's some error right there on our part. It was not, so we're actually going to go ahead and leave that in there. In most recent comments. Success function data, most recent comments. Oh, I think it was right here. I think that is our error there, sir. Go ahead and save it. Go back, refresh. There we go. So, might be a little hard to see, but you'll see his name came up right here. Cool. So, Ahmad Lamy, if I'm saying that correctly, kind of said, hey, I think you're doing this shit wrong, and you were right, sir. So, we got the name of the guy with the most recent comments. So let's go ahead and jump back in here now, and we'll do the same thing that we just did. So we want to pass in more stuff about this gentleman. Let me go ahead and pull this up off to the side. This isn't the most recent comments. And here we go. Alright, cool. So we got the display name. Next, what we want is maybe their profile image, because maybe we want to display the image as it's being outputted. So we'll go ahead and do something like, we'll just follow the name of the tag so we know exactly who it goes to. This is a very long tag. I'm not going to follow the name, I take it back. Profile image. And this is going to be data.items. And we'll go ahead and say 0, comma, data items, And granted, you should probably do a for loop, so we're just going to we'll probably clean this up a little bit later. But we just want to get our logic first correct. So data.items, 0 dot snippet, excuse me, dot snippet, dot top level comment, dot snippet, dot author profile dot image URL. Alright, so let's go ahead and test that out real quick. So we put the name out and we want to go ahead and test the URL. So we'll do I dot profile image. Let's go ahead and save that. Pull this back up, just refresh the page. Looks like we may have broken something. Our profile URL is not showing here. So I.profile image. Let's go ahead and jump back in, make sure our code is correct. So we have items 0, data.items 0 dot snippet dot top level comment dot snippet dot author this is, I see what happened here. There's no dot here. Let's go ahead and save that. I think that should fix our issue. Now I refresh it. There it is. So we have the profile URL. We can go ahead and test that in here. And so this is the guy who just left me a comment. This is his little image. Go ahead and close that out. So cool. So that's working just fine. Let's see what else we would want from our comments. We would maybe... Yeah, well, we want the channel URL so that we can link back to it. Because we're probably going to want this to look somewhat similar to what... you would normally have their channel look like. Meaning, if we want the comment stream as it's coming in to look similar to YouTube. So we're going to have the channel URL, and this is going to function the same way. So let's just go ahead and save ourselves some time here, because these are in the same block. So we can just go do that, and then we can go ahead and put author channel URL. Save that. We'll go ahead and output this as well. And we'll go ahead and do i.channel URL. Save it. Go back to here. Bring it up. Refresh. And it looks like we have a channel URL right here on. Cool. So we'll take that for granted that works because we're getting the value. What else do we want from our comment section API call? We want the comment, right? So that would be text display. Slightly different. We'll go ahead and name it. Since it's short, we'll do the same thing. Text display. And this is going to be in the snippet as well. So we can go ahead and get this out. And author channel URL instead is going to be text display. Go ahead and save that. Go ahead and throw this on the end here. We'll say text dot, excuse me, I dot text display. Go ahead and save this. Go back into our page. Make sure everything's working. And then it says right here, Engineered Truth brought me here. You guys are awesome. Thank you, sir. So that's basically going to be that's my most recent comment displaying. So let's see if there's anything else we would want from here. We have the display name, we have their image, we have their channel so we can link back to it. We have text display. Can reply is public, snippet, items. So after that, it just iterates through a bunch of other items here. I believe that it has 16 results. So we probably would want to go up to 5 maybe, and we'd set this up as a for loop. So I think we can do that, and that should be pretty straightforward in our code here. So let's go back to home.js and actually, I'm getting a little tired, so perhaps in the next live stream, guys, we'll. Is this recorded for later? Yeah, I'll leave it up for a few days. I might even chop it up into some videos just to kind of, showcase how to use a YouTube API in Angular. So with that being said, guys, thank you all for coming. Thank you for the good questions. Thank you for the support. And I'll leave this up for a few days, and then I may chop it up later. It was a lot of fun. We only went about an hour and 40 minutes, but I think we did quite a bit of work. And hopefully the next live stream will go over a little bit of what I've worked on in terms of my site. Again, we're building my website out. So we're building it in Angular as a learning process. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thank you to anyone who supports me on Patreon. It is unbelievably appreciated. Don't forget to like and share the videos. That really helps grow the channel, man. The faster it grows, the more videos I'm able to get out. But as always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.